Ooh, so many things, so many wonderful things are happening in our community, and whether we like it or not, it's our duty to talk about them. Whether we like it or not, it's on us to talk about these things, whether we like it or not. We It's our responsibility to have these conversations. I like I always say, I've lived long enough, and not just to know things, but I've lived long enough around this industry to know about the so many things that are happening, how it happens, and all that. Um, it is our responsibility. It's our responsibility to look after each other. It's our responsibility to do the right thing. It's our responsibility to be responsible. And being responsible is actually looking at, okay, what am I supposed to do? Especially, who am I? What is my role? And identify your role, then you need to identify your responsibilities. And as an individual, we care about our community, as you claim. Guys, I hope the volume is fine. I hope the volume is on. Um, I hope the volume is fine. I hope the volume is on. So it's our responsibility to look after each other, to look after everyone. Now, it's difficult when somebody is handed down a role. Let me not even say handed down a role. It's difficult when somebody finds themselves in a particular position, especially of leadership, and yet they don't even understand the responsibility that comes with it. And it's common in our communities, common in our society. It's common in almost every area, almost every domain. And I sit sometimes and I don't want to talk. I sit sometimes and I feel like I don't really have to say anything. But then you realize it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. We're going to have a fine conversation. We're going to have a fine conversation to talk about somebody who personally I did not know, but it was difficult for me to have certain conversations without one or two persons mentioning them, bringing up their name, talking about them. It was difficult for me to talk to people or to talk about a particular to talk about a particular activity in our community, and you don't hear someone say, "Hey, this person is key. This person was key. This person did this, or this person did that." We can do more. We can do better. We have the potential. We have the resources. We have everything. We have everything it takes to build a far more better community. But like I said in the previous shows, or like I always say in my live shows, until we understand we role, until we understand we responsibilities, guess what? We no go ever get to where we want to be. We go only the turn around, we go only the backstab, we go only the backbite, we go only continue for the do things away. In the long run, it's hurting us. It's hurting us. Like I said, we can do better. We can do far more better than what we are doing. I woke up the other day and I saw online Mula Palmas is gone. And before that, I probably did not really know his face. Before that, I probably did not really know who he was. I probably must have seen his name mentioned on this or that project. But like I said, I really did not know him like that. But I know a couple of people must have tagged him on a post or that they tagged me. Most of the times, it was always Gibet. Gibet will always, when we're having conversations, he will talk about, oh, Mula Pama, don't go do this. Oh, Mula Pama, don't do this. Oh, Mula. And that was how I got to knowing this individual. Now, for those who don't know, I don't know Gibeon for some time now. Gibeon not really my friend. Gibeon not really my that kind of way. If you say, oh, Kojoman way, you and him speak every now and then. Sometimes the people that Gibeon go for months we didn't talk. You understand? So, and if you really consider my friend, then I personally, if I get consent, I'll reach out to. If you get concerned about what they do, you could tell me, say, hey, do you want to do and so no correct and this and that. Now the relationship that will get them. So I think clearly state for you, so we have more of a professional relationship. We are not friends. We never even first of all be friends. He level past my own far we did update. I did for Sawa the struggle, my own small whatever. So when the message got to me that we lost Mula Pama, when the message got to me that we lost another very important person in our community, the first person will cross my mind na Agbo Gilbert. The first person will cross my mind was, wow, is this not that particular name Gilbert has been mentioning and mentioning and mentioning and mentioning over and over again? And then the next thing I want do, now then do that for that picture. The next way I want do, and this was just a few months ago, the next thing I want do, I say I run over Gilbert the Facebook page. I go realize, and I know Gilbert always posts. He always posts. At least Gilbert will hardly do 10 hours, like, except he be crazy busy. I run over a Facebook page. I don't see he never make any post for like the past how many hours. And then I look for other celebrities, their pages. I see all man they post them. And I was like, oh, it's probably true. And it's probably the person he's always talked to me about. Like I said, before the passing away of Mola, I did not really know him personally. Never had any conversation with him. Never even checked his work. I probably watch in movies the way he direct them or he acting or whatever, but I never really paid that attention to, okay, this is Mola Palmer until he passed. And then I remember, I said, Gilbert always mentioned that name. So like I said, the first thing that came to mind for me was, whoa. The first thing that came to mind for me was, whoa. Gilbert could be in a very deadly place, in a very cold place. Agbo Gilbert, oh God, how you go feel? I don't know if you don't know. I don't lost a girlfriend. We wouldn't even date at the time. They were far away from me. They don't even, after the relationship, they don't even go ahead for date other persons. But when I sat in here, and the only lucky I had that day was the fact that when the news got to me, there were two persons who were visiting me. I cried like a kid. I cried. I mean, personally, me and a relationship don't finish like for 5 years. You don't even go ahead date other persons. But when they send me news say that person died, I cried like a kid. I cried like a baby. So when I heard about what happened to Mola Palmer, the first person that crossed my mind was Agbo Gilbert. And I was like, gosh, how the guy feel? Wait till the guy feel go through. Wait. Right away, I sent him a voice note. For the first time I sent him a voice note, he not respond in a very... Now for this now, I started look up Mola. If you want come for here, Carol don't post. You want go for the Auntie Felicia don't post. You want come for here. Almost everyone in the industry was saying something about him. Almost everyone in the industry was saying something positive about him. Almost everyone felt like, you know what? Let me give him his final flowers, his last flowers. And then I was like, okay, this man they come, oh, be the work with me on this project. Oh, this man they come, oh, be the work with me on this project. Oh, now and come like everyone. And for the very first time, I felt like, wow, this incident, in as much as it's a demise, in as much as it's something that we never wanted to happen, it already happened. But this incident will actually be that turning point where we see people from. We don't always know saying that industry day. But at this point in time, this can actually be the first time we'll see people from this side and people from this side come together, sit down, maybe bury their brother, and then maybe after that decide, you know what? Life na nothing. We'll move past these situations. Like I said, for the first time, I saw everyone was just positive and positive. And in as much as we know one thing may happen because someone died, but it already happened. I was thinking about what to do. I was worried about Agbo Gilbert. I was worried about maybe did this guy have a family? Was this guy married? He get picking them, he get this, he get that. Definitely, he's a young man. Even if you know I'm married, he probably get picking them. Even if you don't get picking them, when a biology can picking them, he get responsibilities. Because nowadays, especially in our community, people have taken upon themselves to not only look after kids who are their own biologically. Most people get picking the way they don't adopt them. Most people they get picking, they never adopt them, but they get it as the way they do. So the question of my mind was, is it possible? Is it possible that this man don't leave some gap where he needed to be filled? I don't want to talk about the work for industry. I'm talking about him now as a father, as a family person. Him as that person for community where besides his movies, his all of these things had other commitments. This guy did die young. Who takes over from them? Who takes over from them? I remember just a few months ago, we lost another iconic a person. I've forgotten this past name. Was one very popular actor and this and that. And from when he passed to when he was buried and everything, it was just quiet. It was just solemn. It was people only just wishing him farewell. People just giving him his flowers and just giving him his flowers and giving him his flowers. That was the same thing that was happening for our brother Mullah Palmer until all hell break open. Guys, for those who are watching, I see even those who they watch remotely, where they watch like Pa Otia Vitalis when he passed. May his soul rest in peace also. So now the people that do it, they don't work extremely hard for the community, yet most of them don't go so they don't even chop anything. Most of them don't go, they don't chop anything. And that's the reason why for me it's concerning. That's the reason why for me, we need to, whether we like it or not, we need to start looking for ways to give people their flowers when they can still smell them. Now, if it happens, say it happened like what brother Mullah own, or Pa Vitalis you don't really get to a ripe old age, can we still at least just prepare that ground? Maybe the whole of that month, maybe the whole of that week, for just do only things away. You go celebrate the man. We go celebrate the individual. Where you go make every other person where you Google their name, go just feel like, wow, this person was a wonderful person. How did I not know them? Can we only do things that will continue to throw more light into the industry, more positive light into the industry, instead of us wanting to go back and forth with this controversy or that controversy about who this is, this person, who is it even fair for us at this point in time to start having a conversation that will completely wipe away the fact that we are mourning somebody who was so influential in our community. I started off the conversation talking about how I got into this whole thing. Now, Agbo Gibeda with our brother shows how close these two persons were. Shows you how much they were working together on projects, different projects. I don't know how many projects. I think imagine how much Gilbert and the rest of the film industry the day in right now. If you don't ever be a content creator, if you don't ever be a film person, if you don't ever be any person who care about the industry, at this point in time, our main focus, if you know if you support financially, if you know if you even go for they go tell the family Ashia, go for they go help when they want to bury this guy, go for they go help the family in any way. You can at least just shut up. You can at least just shut up instead of you pushing narrative, instead of you pushing ideologies that are going to distract our people from the conversation that is important, and instead continue to bring that divide amongst us. We it don't hold me back for a very long time. Like I said, I really did not know Mullah Palmer. I've never met him one-on-one, never spoken with him on the phone. Maybe I'll check my messages and maybe now one of that person, they don't probably even text me on something and not respond or whatever. But guess what? There is more we can do to honor people. There is more we can do during such times instead of wanting to. Now, let's say mistakenly, I made a post or I posted a comment or I did something that sparked a controversy. As a leader, where I be, as that person where they in a in a place of responsibility, where I be, the next thing you want to do is come out and clear some of these controversies. The next thing you want to do is come out and change the narrative of whatever is going out there. If you don't push something, you push an idea, you push whatever, and you realize, hey, this thing is actually, at the moment, in as much as it was important for me to say these things, but right now it's creating chaos, it's creating distraction. Some people even consider it disrespectful to our brother we just passed. How about you come out and try to guide people on, hey, I don't think this is what we should focus on. For now, let us keep this to the back. Let us push this to the back and just go ahead and do what we can do to celebrate our brother. How about we do just that? How about we do just that? From the way I don't read that online, Mullah Palmer was a wonderful man. From the way once I make this post, people don't call me, text me. He was a great guy. From the way I don't read people and talk. I know they ever say, oh, when man die, oh man, we can't talk good things about ye. Oh, yeah, the man don't die more, at least talk good things about ye. We will find different time. If you get your own thing they want to talk about, where you think to be negative, you can go ahead and spill that. But for now, because this man get friends, because this man get family, because this man probably get picking them and woman, this man get people the way they care about it. How about we just push narrative where if you only comfort these people? Now, I know some people go to wonder, okay, why you make this post? Why you make and that way? We see your flyer get this person for day, you get that person for day, and why you make and that kind of way? Let me tell you something here. We get two categories of people for media. People where they understand media because they have a media, whether not journalism, whether not film, whether not whatever. People in the way they understand media, how it works because of the background where they get them. And people in the way they just stay for media. When all man say left, they go left. All man say right, they go right in. Most of them will not even read certain things, understand the deep message inside these things. I'll tell you outrightly, if you look at a Cameroonian, because he do you something, and you call it, say, thief man, technically you're calling 30 million Cameroonians a thief person. If you look at, by the way, we'll get surprise guests, and at some point in time, we'll open phone lines for people who want to make their contributions. If you look at a Southwesterner, an Anglophone, remember, look at where we are today as a people. In 2016, we woke up as a people and we said, enough is enough. They don't overcall we Anglophones, they don't overcall we Lebamenda, they don't overcall we all these names. Probably no man never ever call that name to your face. They don't call now other persons them. But because you understand your relationship with this person, the way they call them that names, you definitely feel like you need to say something. You feel like you needed to say something. You feel like you needed to correct something. That is how life works. If you come out to call me or any person saying that this kind of person then be, it means that technically all the people they are the work out with, you are the job with, you are the work, or you are actually calling them that same name. Like I talk, if you come out during this time when we all are supposed to mourn Mullah Palmer, we all are supposed to just cry, we all are supposed to be looking for how we can console his close friends and family members. And you start attacking his family, you start attacking his friends, you start attacking people who you know were really close to him. Technically, what you're doing is attacking that person also. And so, a person like me, I don't think I will smile over things like that. I don't think it is, especially if the person where they do this, actually a person where for community will look at like you are supposed to be responsible, you are supposed to be a gatekeeper, you are supposed to be that person where if you bring people together. Yet, this is a moment you choose to go low, to go really low, to go very, very low. And then tomorrow, if some person do one for you or they do one for some other person, we go come here, can't say, oh, community need the support. Community no day together. Community no this. Community no that. Is that what we really? Is that the road we really want to go down? We can have our differences. We can have all sorts of any kind of. We can fight as much as we want to, but I always say if we are fighting forward, then it's okay. Fighting forward is completely different from us fighting the way we usually fight, which is destructive. Wanting to bring Musina down, wanting to bring Toride down, wanting to bring this person or that person or this person or whoever down. Even the most wicked man on earth, they get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 things a week they don't do where you feel at least appreciate them. Even the worst person on earth get 1 or 2 or 3 things them where you feel actually look and be like, I like this about this person. Even if you wickedly how, I don't think say your best time for one attack some person because you need to argue or you need to fight or you need to get an agreement, a disagreement 4 or 5 years or 6 or 7 years or 8 or 10 years ago. I don't think say now you will wait stand with it for down in pain and dying. Now when you will feel like you know what, now I get what kiki. My brother Skizzy Ayenkia, he go testify. Say when they be finished with Caesar, I think Julius Caesar, the one will be hurting the most. If you really look at her like, even though energy no be there, power no be there, he look at me like, Brutus. People they do literature, they finish him. Not because Brutus' knife be over long. No be because Brutus' knife be over fat. No be because now Brutus' own piercing go really know. Because when you look at who is piercing you at what particular time, you are like, che, bro, even though I already died and I die, you never even just say, you know what, my living may die. I be talking for the other life. The other day, I said the seeds they won't plant them for industry. Especially the kind of people, the way they really plant the seed. If we are not careful, it will continue for the hunt we. I will not sit here to say Agbo Gibet is perfect. I will not sit here to say Mola Palmer was perfect. I will not sit here to say whoever is perfect. But guess what? We'll never continue as a community for the hurt us because of things the way we all be contribute for. Create them so many years ago. We cannot continue to do that. We cannot do that. Before you know it, we start to hand the torch to them. We start to hand the torch to the younger person. We start to hand the torch to the younger generation. May they continue the divide. I did a show the other time, and I call names them. I say, if you like, any day, show me picture of Stephanie Tu and our sister Cindy Emma. Show me latest picture of Kankwitus and Agbo Gibet. Show me picture of Alene Menget and Tonton Beya. Show me picture of Stanley Eno and that. All these people, all these things happening in front of us. And what do we do as a community? We take sides either because of village. We take sides either because of the kind of thing we do. Okay, the man a movie man supporting. We take sides either because we on a rap artist. We take sides or because we on a media personality. We take or we then a diaspora. And if you live a mess of Maui de Cameroon, they disrespect some person with the diaspora like me. We don't choose for take sides and then continue to push narrative. We will continue for hurt we. And the reason that way, anybody will know me knows say I always support. I always support we own, support with people. But I don't always be against that narrative, say 130 or this, that, or support your own, this, that. I always ask people, what is the definition of support your own? What is the definition of support your own? That definition of support your own. Now the reason why even when some person they do wrong, me and you no go one call it out because in the name of support your own, we just get for seats. and digest whatever rubbish a person is doing, even though we know say na rubbish. When are we going to get to that place? When are we going to get to that place where people are honest? We all are honest with ourselves. Look at somebody who invested a lot in the community. Somebody who invested his whole life trying to build an industry. On a day when, on a week when, on a month when we were just supposed to sit here and celebrate their achievements and just talk about them and just have people call and just say, oh, Mula Pama, they helped me so did that. Oh, Mula Pama inspire me to do this. Oh, na Mula Pama. Oh, we were just supposed to sit and just run Mula in history, run the things Mula have done, and just for the whole of this month, just celebrate Mula. So those who they are alive, they'll look and they'll be inspired. They'll be like, oh, when I die, I want me to celebrate me soon. Which I gotta do the things the way Mula they do. But no, particularly at this time, where we don't choose to we'll push controversial conversations, anything want happen may happen. And then even when the conversation they out there, like I said, maybe you were not saying these things, hoping that this is the impact it was going to get. But guess what? If the conversations are out there already and you realize it's destroying, it is destroying some persons, it's hurting some families, can you come out and actually do damage control and do or say something or do something that can push people to start feeling like, okay, no, we're more focused first on Mula Pama. After this, we don't see communicate with the other person, don't put her out in there like, you know what, I know Tommy no nothing. After we bury Mula, then I will address this particular individual. I'm not saying they should go ahead and address the individual, but at least that is a more respectful way for addressing certain situations at a particular time. That person who I know him, if it to become out today, oh, your mommy this, oh, you're smelling mop, oh, your body odor, oh, so my way the waka, touch smoke in the, oh, so my way did it, oh, guess what? We whole community go focus now on that. Instead of focusing on an individual who invested a whole lot in building a community where you can only benefit you, it will benefit you, it will benefit what picking them. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame, say, hypocritically. Because he need to do an against you, we will see it and we are okay with it. Now, baby shame, say, because say, no, you it abuse him or it drag him for more or it choke him at this point in time when the person is really low, you are very okay with it. Look at this picture. Look at this picture. There is no way you can tell me that the person with the red hat, after losing the person on his side, go actually just shoot on right behind and like, you don't die, no me going. There is no way you will not feel his pain. There is no way you can sit and be like, after all, na entertainment. We always use this thing them. After all, na entertainment. After all, who really cares? There is no way. There is just no way you will look at that picture and not feel like where the boy did in pain. However, for some people, best time this for play. Now the best time this for come out and show how hard you be, how tough you be, how strong you be. Look at where the conversation is going. The conversation now is not about you and this person. Now it's about Northwest and Southwest. It's about Northwest and Southwest. And that is exactly what you wanted. Love it or hate it, that is exactly the narrative you were pushing. Love it or hate it, that is exactly what you were saying. And guess what? You're only pushing this narrative towards the people who are still alive. You were pushing this narrative towards almost every person that's around you. For instance, I come out or give my brother Jeffrey come out to say, oh, this to read the platform this way, now so they ever do. You're not only saying that about Nasako, you're saying that about every other person who's on the show on Toride. That is how destructive. And guess what? Like I said, when it's coming from someone, when it's coming from someone who understands how media works, who has a background in journalism, when it's coming from someone who knows how to manipulate ideas, who has lived long enough to know how these things, and they have been using it, and they even come out to say, I know this is how you people think. So for the past years, I decided to build a platform off of how stupid you people are. I just ask myself, wow. I'm like, wow. That is the community we are building. And that is the people we sit and we want to give them legendary status. We want to give them leadership status. We want to look at them as role models. We want to look at them as na shame. Na shame. Na bibi shame say for our face, it happen, it don't happen, and it like will continue happen. Now give me 1 second, I'll take water for fridge. I remember some time ago, my brother Epule Jeff, a very quiet person, a very reserved person, so that kind of person, they don't always be there for background. All their team are for background. They need to talk. They don't want to show off this. They don't want to show off. They just there for background. They do their thing. I remember some time ago, for some reason, I reached out to him, wanted him on Toride. He came on Toride. We did what we did, encouraged him, begged him. He came on Toride again, and then start going on other platforms, start visiting other platforms. I'm a Umfona IG or whatever stupid name you have, or I don't know. I'll address you. And before I even address you, I want to let you know, say, people are paying attention to everything that is happening. People are paying attention to everything that is happening. My brother Jeff started going on other platforms, started sharing ideas, started blessing people with knowledge, sharing things until they start tagging this guy to the extent where he decided, you know what, let me just leave the media space. This is an encyclopedia. This is somebody who has done things already in our community. This is somebody who knows a lot. This is somebody who can actually lead us into something far more better. But because of our divisive mindset, our tribalistic, our stupid way of looking at things, we don't just decide for putting for play. We don't even talk. You know how many persons will get on like that? So many persons. I'm going to look at the people the way, not their responsibility, not their work, for putting in place a system, for putting in place a cartel, for putting in place whatever, for always short people, for always destroy platform, for always destroy ideas. These same people, them, go look at very well. You'll see them, you see their small group. You see their small group, and you see they continue push that same ideas them. Guys, whether we like it or not, whatever seeds we are planting today, we will harvest them, the fruit someday. I said it the other day, I'll say it again. Whatever seeds we planted 10, 15, 20 years ago, someday we will harvest those seeds. Whether we like it or not, Whatever thing we are going to do tomorrow as a community, that day will come when if it not hurt you, it will hurt your kids. If you don't hurt your kids, it will hurt your kids. And if you are someone who really care, start to consider certain things. Start to think about certain things that you go out there and you do and you say and you whatever. Some idiot. So I want to force them for talk about person they don't know them. For talk about person they don't know you and this and that. You're the person who is ignorant. You're the person who is stupid. Because even if you didn't know this guy, the fact says you don't pass certain people for industry, they don't post about it, talk this about it, and this and that and that. Now your responsibility for go check who is this guy? What was he doing? What did he do? Oh, now he works in this. How can I share this? Oh, right now we know there anymore. There should be a vacancy. There should be an empty spot. There should be an empty place. Who fills that spot? Do I know somebody who can fill that spot, fill up that spot? Do I know somebody who can replace him? Oh, what about his family? What about his friends? If we get to grow as a community, if we get to continue for the preach, support your own. If we get for the preach, oh, it is this, that. It should not be limited to certain people, certain. It should go across the board. It should go across the board. We should have a community where we are looking for meritocracy. We are looking for who is doing something good, and we just go ahead and push them. How can we cannot grow if we don't build a community where it no matter what Gibe we don't do me 20 years ago. It no matter what Malik we don't do me 30 years ago. It no matter what who we don't do me how many years ago. I always get to find a way and move on. I always get to find a way and just continue doing what I can do. Some idiot determined me say this life was not necessary. This life was not necessary when another wait until I start calling him. Wait until I start calling. I'll call him. I'll definitely call names. Nashim say those who will get out of community. Nashim say those who get out of community. Nashim say those who get out of community don't decide for push on certain narrative. Push on certain narrative where even though they know say a lie, but there is she don't quiet when people go around, they talk this, they talk that, they talk whatever. They talk all kind of thing. You will sit and people are saying, they ask you questions, say, Kamif, why you need to go Kamif? Instead of talking, no, there was a time maybe I was not going there, but time they don't be where I go for day. And if I never go there all the time, then because of this, that, no. You decide to push a narrative that will be destructive, right? You decide to push ideas that will make every other person feel like, wow, this guy is a devil. This guy is a devil. Should they even go to the extent of saying they be put in place all that say me they beat me? They be put in place all that say me they did this. Guess what? Now Kamif that. 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 And I don't think in any of those pictures I've shown you guys, this particular man looks like they be threatening, say they go beat you or they go kill you or they go or whatever. What is it with destroying people's image? What is it with saying things on social media where we only continue for bring divide for our community? Yeah, Malik, yeah. He said he was banned. So how he come person where they ban me? How he come either for the event? How he come either for the event? Did he talk about this also? Did he talk about the time he attended and all of that? Or was he only focused on painting an image, a narrative that will continue to destroy our community? Now, even if you were banned, even if they be saying you don't ever come and this, did you actually say, yeah, at this particular point in time, this was a situation, but right after that, I've been there. I've been there. These are pictures, these are videos, these are this, these are this, these are that. Did he actually do that? What is it with painting narrative where you want only destroy win? You see, now you're making excuses. Now you're making excuses. Malik, guess now she hear this. Malik, guess now she hear this. Now the man that way he say they say physically and whatever. Now she hear this. Like I talk, I know if you ever talk to Agbogibe na saint. I know if you ever call people. I don't know. I'm just saying we have to be very, very careful with certain persons. Very, very careful with certain persons, especially look at their background. We have people who are very, very manipulative in our community. They will push you to start hating people. They will push you to start destroying projects. They will push you to start attacking persons for no reason. For no reason. For no reason. Yeah, I want you to tell me which year they take that picture, and you tell me which year they ban me. And that is the mentality we have. Instead of we to come out and say, hey, if now this the person talk, I don't think say correct. We will never do that. We will never do that. We'll only bend the talk. Bend and for where it go fit a particular narrative. I never should over here talk say he's not a builder. I'm never should over here talk say he's not talented. I never should over here talk say he never do them. But the try to talk say we really have to be careful, especially during moments like this. Moments like this when we were just supposed to come together as a group of persons and celebrate and celebrate and celebrate. No be moments like this way we go to push narrative. We know very well. So we community, when there's a positive thing happening and there's negative, they always want to run with the negative. Now my idea, now my opinion that is what I'm saying. Even I like when I take on a twist and do what I want to twist them. You want my proof for you to be divisive? If you want my proof for you to be divisive, if you say know it, I know it better than you. I met him about 8 years ago when he came to the apartment I was staying in. Not even knowing that was me. Not even knowing that is the person he has blocked online. For whatever reason. The only reason he blocked me now because I brought up a situation. Hey, grandfriend, I feel say on our way on a be role modelism. I feel say na so on a give the managerial situation. That was 8 years ago. He insulted me, did everything he wanted to do with me, and then blocked me. If you want to push him, Yaya Adamu, if you want to push him, I will show on a screenshots. If you want to push, I will show on a screenshot. But guess what? Even after he blocked me, some person reach out to me for some project where it concern me. Guess who said I'm going to shoot that project for my house? Now me, I began to shoot the project for free. I know she don't talk say, oh, the man way don't block. No, my project there. It was never about my project, nothing about me. I was just supposed to help and do the videos. Yeah, you know him more than 15 years. The same way me, I know him more than 15 years also. I know him more than 50, I know him more than 20 years. If you want year, fine. I know him more than 20 years. So I know who I'm talking about. And even when I went to him and I was pushing out certain things, it was out of respect of the person I grew up watching, listening to on radio station, see him act movies in front of us and things like that. But guess what? He blocked me, and I don't get time to clarify when the pictures were taken. At the end of the day, the narrative now say they ban me for a certain event, And they not only ban me, they put others say if he come, they made a BT or made a do whatever. I'm not saying maybe they did not even say it. Maybe they ban me. Maybe they say when he come, they made a BT. But guess what? You can actually say now the thing will be happen. I said 8 years he come from my house. I not to say I know it 8 years ago. I not to say I know it 8 years ago. I said 8 years where he come 8 years ago where he come from my house where they can't do that video. During that time, if you don't already block me, you know, even no saying at me, come from my house. I told her the story. Come from my house. I finish do their video or record that video or do everything. Now he start praising me. Oh, you're doing something wonderful here. Oh, this is really wow. This is a good idea. I think I want to copy this idea and share it with other people. And then that. That way they go and ask my card. He say, hey, do you have a phone number? Do you have a card? And this and that. I move my card. I give. That way take the card. Look. He say, hey, I know the name for some site. I say, yeah. Now the name where you block on social media. Only because I tell you, say, Ganfre, I feel say now, so if you do the kind of thing, the way you do it now, it go make people they feel they say you support the man, you need to support the man. He tell me, say, ma get out. Ma get out, you know, get time about whatever thing I talk. And if I feel say now it is support the man, ma go ahead. Actually, let me quiet. But like I said, after that incident, they will block me, cosh me all kind of cosh. They still present a project for me. I do one for free. That is because as a role, as a leader in the community, especially when there some post of responsibility, you get to know when for draw the line between now so na Nasako and now so na Toride. Now so na Nasako and now so na Toride. I don't really care about you loving me. I care about the honest truth. I care about what can help our community. I'm not here for you to love me. I'm not here for Gilbert to love me or for Malik or for the particular persons or whoever to love me. Because now the narrative that when I push them, when I manipulate people for not talk the truth. Now the narrative that when I push them, when I lock people that more from even speaking. When I see the industry when I do so, what they so, now time bomb. It's a matter of time it will explode for all we will face. Why? Because nowadays people cannot even speak. If I want to speak, Malik will come for under, I can't write under how, or if once na Gilbert, I will shoot Gilbert. What about the time I call Gilbert out? What about the day I did a live and I called him out for certain things he did? What about that time? What about that time? Everyone is looking to protect their interests. Now the place that way, the beer government don't pull we. All man they look for protect na belly. Once I feel chop for year. Now the definition of support your own that. Once I know say na via the chop, my work na for protect them. Once I know say na via the chop, my work na for protect them. Oh, and if you work me can't quintus because if he see me the man, if you go me for to read a platform because if the man see me for the and if you take picture standing and not post them because the people that here they know happy. We destroy ourselves. We destroy ourselves, and like I be talk for that other life, it go only get worse. 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 Now shame. Now BB shame says some person where he there for industry, where he know the ins and out of the movie industry. He know the ins and out of the movie industry. He know the ins and out of the movie industry. We go lost some person like that one. Even if this guy did not contribute as much for that industry, for the small way he don't contribute, you go at least say no, man respect you. You go at least say no, man respect you. Man just now way he don't die, man she don't quiet. Now when he don't die, man, she don't quiet. Yeah, and according to now, I don't need to talk about these things. I don't need to talk about these things because guess what? It no go favor una. I don't need to talk about these things because guess what? It go probably expose some of these una people them. But like I talk, I not there for here for this man or that man. No, I there for here now because say when I see some certain narrative where people they wrong with for we community, I just shake my head. And then as empty-headed now, my they ask me when did they take that picture? When did they? When it means you don't even know about the pictures. My brother Adamu they asked me, oh, when did they do the? When did they? It means you don't even know about all of this. But yeah, this person they out there, they push a certain narrative. Now person that way, oh, they drive me for they say they'll even beat me. Now in that. And yet, what you want talk? What you want talk? For the fact, the main fact say you and the particular, and that's my concern. That's my concern. Adamu, I can't address that situation, and you probably was not here when I started the live. I actually explained the reason why I did do the live, and the reason why I did do the live is going from the fact that we have lost someone. We have lost someone who was ideal, who was contributing his own small to the community, who was contributing his own little to our beautiful community. Even if you get which kind of problem, with the people that are, if the one thing we will want to do now for put our narrative where if you only help people feel like this industry needs help, this industry needs investment, this industry needs. We all know that the industry be divided. I will not sit here and want to act like, oh no, all thing with the industry be okay until the person can't talk this thing. No, the industry is divided. Okay. As objective, you say he said he was banned. As objective as I be, I should ask when. Now I tell you, say, if you tell you will be banned, as a smart journalist will be, as an investigative journalist will be, as a media person will be, guess what? You tell them say, I was banned, but after the particular time, I don't go attend the event. Did he say that? Or did he just push the narrative that I was banned and that was it? And they even threatened to say they will beat me if I ever go there. Did you explain to us if they be ban you before the time we go for there? Did you actually go ahead? Do you actually go ahead to explain to people, hey, they be ban me, they be said they will beat me, but nothing do I do for resolve the situation, or nothing will happen to resolve the situation, and then finally I be go for there. Or the most important thing, which is the manipulative thing to do for somebody who understands media, for somebody who understands our community, who understands our people, the manipulative thing for doing, I will just push an idea, say, now this person ban me, now this person talks to me, they beat me, now I know you should, are you quiet? By the way, the decision for Kamif is not the sole responsibility of Agbo Gibet. Agbo Gibet is not the only person who decide for Kamif. Agbo Gibet is not the only person who decide for Kamif. And no people the way they know they in good terms with Agbo Gibet, but they go for Kamif, they attend Kamif. More stop him. More stop him. More stop him. More stop him. We don't continue to talk about, oh, the community be divided. Oh, this, that. Una, give me 1 second. Mullahs. Okay. We need to continue. You talk about how we can move forward, how we can build, how we can. Yet, we need to see wrong in certain things that people do them. I did a live the other day. I call out Agbo Gibet. I blasted people. Oh, yeah. So, guess what? Even guy write me inbox say, "Jab, how you want film? You want keep?" I said, "No, bro. If you do too, I don't like me. I will call you out." And until we community get to that place where we can be honest with us, we can be sincere with us. We can be honest with us. We can be sincere with us. We can only continue this way. Okay. Yeah. I answer you now because I get respect for you. Now, why I read your comment and I respond to? You say I watched his live. He gave Gibet a lot of credit and he said Kamif is the biggest platform for the movie industry. That one has on Twitter. All man know right now. That is the obvious truth. Listen to me very well. Listen to my point. My point is when you push a narrative, say they be ban you for Kamif, and they give instructions, say, well, you can't me, they beat you. And then you know clarify, say, but after that, I don't go Kamif, and me and my brother Agbo Gibet, we don't solve them. What do you think say people they remain with them? What taste do you think people remain with? And for those who they ask me how this relate with our brother Mola Palmer, so he died, guess what? When you push a narrative like that about Agbo Gilbert, you indirectly tell people, say, even the Mullah Palmer way die, now so it be day. Even the Mullah Palmer way die, now the same group of people, now then they ban me from Kamif. Even the Mullah Palmer way die, now the people that they make decision for Kamif, when they be probably say me, they beat me. That is all I'm saying. Master, may they fly without their talk, say they refuse offer. When I leave man, I want to talk. Like I tell now, I don't be for media for some time now. The most dangerous people who are community, and the reason why I even do this show, the most dangerous people who are community, now people that they get media background. Now that influencer they get media background because they know how things they work. He also say if he's invited, he will go. He talk for 2025, say if they invite, he go. So they ban in at which time? They ban in before the time where he already go, or they ban in after the time where he go. Just see him. Now, the reason I told I say that is how manipulative our people are, especially people like him. That is how manipulative they are, especially people like him. Especially people like him. I really did not want to make this about a particular person. My point is simple. Choose the time where you bring up some kind of conversation. And if mistakenly you bring up a conversation where you realize, say, hey, this was not the best time. My brother Agbo Gilbert is hurting. My brother Mullah Palmer, his family members, they be hurting. The movie industry is hurting. From the post we don't see Omar Mekam, don't you think this will be a far more better time for you to do a post and, hey, my brother Agbo Gilbert, I feel imagine the pain you go through right now. Now, true say me and you will nobody see eye to eye. But my brother, tie heart. My brother, tie heart, it will be over. Don't you think this will be the time for us to... Okay, I'll stop, Adamu, I'll stop for response to your comments. Because what you're trying to do is just... I'll answer you one last time. If they ban you, now after you don't attend, don't you think when you were talking about how they ban you, you be also going to point out the fact, say, okay, now after I attend when they ban me, be specific. Now after I attend for 2021 or 2022 or 1920, now after I attend that first time when they ban me, don't you think you should be specific? I will not answer the question. I'll not answer the question. Don't even bother. I will not answer the question. Because I've been clear, I don't talk to my problem and the narrative where certain people they put out. If not some regular person they put out that narrative, guess what? I'll be very okay with it. But some person will get media experience where I don't know if they do journalism for school or they do journalism for Cartier, but they don't do journalism for some time. Guess what? These people are very, very manipulative, and whatever they do, whatever they say, they are intentional about it. Now the reason I will take which way you talk serious, power way to another person talk. You don't express your view enough. I know things I want to answer the question. I don't know question. Another question now being able to trigger me. I was having a quiet time. I was having a show just sharing my until you don't start asking me questions the way I don't know. Now the narrative out there is not about him and Agbo Gilbert or any person. The narrative out there is, oh, the man they do this now because it be divisive. Oh, the man they do this now because it be, the man they do this now because. That is it. And guess what it continues to do? It continues to deepen that wound. It continues to push the idea, say, this person and this person, they need to agree on certain things. It continues to push the idea, say, bro, me and you, like I said, me and you can have a problem. Me and you can have a fight. Me and you can have whatever we want to have. Different opinions. But when it comes to two-way consent community, for once, at least, we will be honest to our people. We will be honest enough for tell we people, say, when Kamif started, I was part of the whole thing. At some point in time, I backed out because of this and this reason, or they kicked me out because of this and this reason. After this particular time, Now so, and I finally attended. Or I was fine with Kamif until I attend Kamif 1 or 2 times, and then they kicked me out of Kamif. We should be honest enough to tell the whole story, not push out half-baked narratives. I know you don't only end up with that half-baked narrative about Kamif. You go on to talk about how Amatutu Muna did that. Now the guy talks to me, they kick me out. Now the guy talks to me, they kick me out, and this, that. Guess what? Another person, Victor, push the narrative, say, no, Amatutu Muna kick the other man out. Now because you be Bamenda man. Now because no, Amatutu Muna work with you, now because you be Bamenda man. Would that be a good narrative to push out there? That would be destructive to Mama Amatutu Muna, the image. That would be disrespectful. But if you start saying, oh, the person is vex to you now because you be replacing for a year and they kick you out, this and that other person to be push another narrative. And that is what I'm saying. We cannot continue to push narrative where we'll not even be sure about. We need to continue to do that. We need to continue to live life that way. Probably what happened between you and person how many years ago? An adult, you feel like right now it is okay for you to bring out that stuff on social media? I'm done with that issue. I'm done talking about that. Any person you want call now for talk about Mola Palmas, for talk about what you know about ye, for talk about maybe you work and all of that, I'll put phone number. Any person you want call, if you go ahead and call, I will talk just about him. So many wonderful things we can talk about him. So many good things, so many great things we can talk about him. Now the kind of community that would be and now people never even talk when you know Manu Dibango don't die. Tell me one time we don't hear they celebrate Manu Dibango for some place. Tell me one time where you don't hear that they celebrate Manu Dibango for some place. You only hear say they celebrate Petit Pays because they want tap into your blessings. Now we see their life. Tell me one time. That's a community we are building. A community where people are only looking to destroy other people's legacy. People are only, and they're so comfortable with it. They're so comfortable with it. They're so comfortable with it. So person tell me, say, oh, Sakwa, they blame the platform. I need blame the platform. I will never in any way, in any place of the world, blame my brother Ndicho, the publicist. He did a wonderful interview. He did a wonderful job. He has the right to invite any kind of person where he want to invite him with platform. He get right for ask any kind of question he want to ask him. Guess what? You as an individual, you as a community leader, you as a role model, it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to treat these questions or to answer these questions in a way that is not going to trigger, divide, or chaos, or whatever. But that is not what we are doing. It seems like every time we have a platform, it seems like every time the opportunity is given us, the one thing we want to do, now for just destroy the next person. Now phone number that any person you want call for tell you about Mola Palmas. This any person you want call we for talk about Mola Palmas, you can go ahead and call, and then you talk about your experience with your experience with how you think they impact you, how you think they impact the industry. Because of what they say, oh, they don't know you. Even me, I don't even know you that much. But I realize I don't watch movies, I don't watch projects the way be they inside. Now, one of that person they were just quiet. They were just for their corner. They didn't want to do them a lot. Now, one of that person when they just did it for their corner, they do their small. They don't really get in time for one beef for fun and all of that. Like I said, if any person wants to call and make their contributions, now phone number that for them. They move stop them. More stop that thing for community way. At every point in time, somebody is to be celebrated. Somebody do something where it be successful. So other man must come with something controversial. And that is what actually pains me about this whole thing. This man even went ahead to say, I know very well say the community will not like negativity, will not like this, will not like this, will not like this. And that is how I use that to build my platform. And guess what? Not only build a platform, I can name a host, a long list of people. I've name long list of people. All the tight friends we, all the Kojo men them. When now the mindset that they use them for build their platforms. Yeah. It's a pity. A shame. A shame. A shame. A baby shame. A baby shame. Sure. Highlight some picture. By the way, like I said, how I got to even know about him. How I got to know about him in our multiple interviews and conversations with Agbo Gibet. At every time I go Mola don't do this, Mola don't go do here, Mola don't do this one, Mola don't do that one. Now so I've just hear me the name. Now so I've just hear the name again and 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 again until, let me see this picture. Okay, I think 90s for back here, standing next to Agbo Gibet. I think 90s for here, next to Agbo Gibet. Now in that again for day, next to Agbo Gibet. Now in that for day with Agbo Gibet. I think we already see the one. And that was why I decided to talk about it. Like, wait at the particular time for do all of that. And if you don't already talk what you don't talk, and you feel like, oh, this thing is taken out of context, this thing is actually distracting people from what we should focus on, come out and do damage control. Come out and do damage control. Come out and correct stuff. If I want to fight, if you wait after all of this, I want to go ahead and want to fight. I was when I did the flyer and I put it out, so many people reach out to me and some of them they share their experiences with him. Some people they tell me about the projects where they don't work on with him. Some people they share projects where they work on right now. One particular person call me, tell me, say, you never imagine, say, I get project where they run right now. Me and Mola, I don't even know my front and my back. I don't even know what I would say script day. I don't even know how I don't even know. I know, like maybe one, maybe two, maybe three persons. Maybe one, maybe two, maybe three persons. And for community, I feel like it's high time we learn for not only celebrate the people that they did for front, but even the people that they did for back, where they do waka pass rules. When you hear about things like Kamif, when a brother, now you talk say, what brother say, Kamif now the biggest platform will get enough for community. Do you know who they actually make Kamif that biggest platform? I don't show na pictures for here. Always next to Gibet. Always next to Gibet. Is that not saying these are probably the brains behind the success of Kamif? Is that not good enough reason for us to celebrate somebody like him? Is that not good enough reason for us to feel like, hey, for all the 20 man don't do them, more just celebrating a celebrity. More just celebrating a celebrity. For all the 20 man don't do them, more just celebrate. Is that not good enough reason? That is good enough reason for us to celebrate him. Or why only wait may become a movie star? Or why only wait now when he will win some kind of award or whatever before we start celebrating him? Are we even celebrating those persons? And now one of the reasons that we are having the chaos that we are having in the community, because we don't make and say celebration will only be about people they like, how can I put it? For we get only celebrate now people they like how can I put it? Like the main people there for any project. For instance, we're only supposed to celebrate Agbo Gibet because in NB NOB. We get to celebrate only people they like Can Quintus because he now produce a movie, now direct the movie. We get to celebrate only people they like Pangwa because he now be the main person behind the Pangwa brand, even though other persons they did. As a community, we should learn to celebrate everyone across the board. Because now the team, then now the small thing, in that way it go encourage people for one do more. And the small, now the least, that way it go celebrate, it go encourage people for one do more. We know if we continue for the live that life way. We know if we continue for the live that life way. We only limit things them. Only limit things to specific people. We only limit situations to, okay, no. My brother Malik can't tell me how, allow people to have their opinion. Leave and make people together. I need shun any man from an opinion. But you cannot have an opinion that is divisive. You cannot have an opinion that is ill intention. You cannot have an opinion that is misinforming our people. And then you expect me for just, you don't be quiet. For those who they follow football, for those who they for football. A few days ago, I did a post about Tico United, and I was actually calling them out on the fact that they go beat referee. And people were like, no, it's okay. It's okay for them to beat. Now, referee don't beat player. That's simple way they say they don't want me player to beat referee. May support that they beat referee. When they say if they okay for support that beat referee, they revex with the referee say why beat player. When I see how stupid we be, that's with community. That's with community. It's always about my interest. It's always about, which are the gain from this whole thing. It's always about, if I hit this person hard, or if I hit that person hard, wait to be my direct gain from this whole thing. And I saw with community to continue to go down. I don't talk and I will talk again. When I see the palaver 90-50 or 100-200 or support your own or whatever, because we came with that idea or that notion and just push it out there and started running with it, guess what? It don't destroy our community to the extent. It don't divide our community to the extent if you understand. I know them. Some person actually can write for my life. So from the day where I put Iyasu material for my studio, it stopped for follow to read it. I'm very, very okay with it. This platform is not about people who are loyal to certain persons because they push on certain stupid agenda. No. It's always going to be about honesty. It's always going to be about the truth. It's always going to be about what can we do as to grow. That is it. That is it. What can we do as a people to grow? I try to not always call names. I try for not always call names. I try for not always go down that route. I don't know what is happening. Guys, now give me 1 second. I don't know what's supposed to. Yeah, it's supposed to have. I don't know. I was supposed to have a few people come in and make some contributions. I don't know why they're not having access into the whole thing. I don't know what is happening. Yeah, I don't know what is happening. But yeah, we can do better. We can do better. If we just try to move that whole idea. If I remember very well, I think my brother Adamu tell me the other day, say, hey, I like your platform, I like this, but I feel like you're too biased with your opinion, especially when you talk about Etofis. I'm like, you can be right. You can be so correct. But guess what? I will always be on the side of truth. I need to find 1 million followers. I need to find 1 million followers. I already get 500 people for Tori Day. We are not see any video will do. I'm that 500 people they watch them. 500 people they don't understand. Say Tori Day is a platform that is built on truth, on honesty. Tori Day is a platform that is built on everyone in the community having equal access to the platform. When I start telling who them, I don't call them for Tori Day. Where they deny say they know come because this man be don't very good video. This man is your friend. They let's say that man. But you never hear me sit here and talk about them because if you did not say no one cannot have a problem. I know I decided to give you a platform and you decided to not come. Bro, that is how empty-headed people are. That is how empty-headed people are. Guess what? Read the first comment for the show. Paul G or whatever they call him. Read the first comment we post them. I never even open my mouth talk. So these are the kind of people who you already know their narrative. You already know, and all of them. So rather than 1 million, I will block all of them. We'll remain with 10 people where they understand the vision, and we will continue push. Wait, who thinks it will help our community. Any day, anytime. Any day, anytime. Any day, anytime. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy at a time when we all were just supposed to, hey, where the family surely go through pain. Okay, say, was he? Wow, my first time we hear some person Eto the president fan. Most people always say, oh, we have oh, but you say be a bit Eto fan. I understand. So that is the thing. For me, it will never be about. Trust me, I never wanted to do this video because no, my only problem I say with this particular person, journalistic background we get them, media background we get them, and the following we get them. Because one of that person is the way they don't actually build your following on division. Now, one of that person, they don't actually build whatever they get on. Oh, this might be my person. Because my person, I will do you this, I will give you this, I will always protect you. See, I know I'm break down certain things in me. I know I'm break down certain things in. And like I talk, I've lived long enough, and I've lived long enough in this industry to know about certain things about certain people. To know about certain things about certain people. Me and Gibe were never friends. On the contrary, Gibe and one of the person they are bashing for social media for a very long time, for more than 7 years. For every time I will, short big head, did that. He never for once reproached me or no. On the contrary, on a good day, he called me and said, hey, Tori, they have I say, yeah. So I say, but we say you're not keep it. Say, bro, I like what you're doing. Bro, I don't know actually what's happening. Guys, when I just give me 1 second, so I see something. I beg, when I give me 1 second. Yeah. So like I was saying, like I was saying, we as a people can actually do better. We as a people can actually do far more better. And the easiest way for we to go about these things, the easiest way for we to start, now for we to start be honest with us. Now for we to start be honest with self. Now for we, thank God it's working now. So sorry, man. Now for we to start be honest with self. Hello, you get me?
Yeah, I get you very clearly. You get me?
Yeah, I get you very well, Master. Thank you.
Oh no, no problem.
And Ashraf on our guy.
It's well. It's well. God is in control. God is in control, and you're doing your you're doing your very strong part in marking Mola's memory and Mola's legacy. A lot of people no know, but Mola Palmer na my uncle. Not be that uncle for uncle name or some person you just meet up. Mola Palmer na my grandpapa, his small brother I picking. So, in a sense, we are cousins, but because he be really young, now my young uncle or something, but he be really young, so we'll be get a different kind of relationship, much more of a big brother. He be protect me a lot. He was very protective of me in particular in the industry. So much so that sometimes I don't like for talk about our relationship, so that may you know that thing. Then you know how the industry they go create. You know either some
Yeah.
person go feel say some favor will come from this side because of this, or
Yeah.
but then again, why it be important for celebrate Mola Palmer? Mola Palmer na Kamif start sometime in 2016. Kamif be just be an
Mm-hmm.
idea, an idea. It was birthed out of just pure raw ambition for consolidate the Anglophone identity and style for do movies. At the
Mm-hmm.
time when Cameroon International Film Festival be conceived, you began one other international festival, Ekran Noir. Ekran
Yeah.
Noir be a Cameroon film festival, but it was much more French oriented. And we get to
Yeah.
understand say the English way for do film and the French way for do film, not two different way. They might explain one example. We for
Mm-hmm.
Anglophone side, they will want do film. The pretty much just can meet up people in Lesako, beg studio, or meet up my brother here. We she done for this side. We say, my brother, if you get motor, I beg give we. And that's what we dey shoot film, easy like that. But Francophones, when
Mm-hmm.
they want shoot film, they take like 1 year, 2 years. They go seek funding. They put money together, hundreds of millions before they shoot. But we with 700,000, 1 million, we don't put film. By next week, the film they outside. And now so people then now with that mindset and that kind of culture where you see people that the Mola Palmer they exist. Now people the way they build the industry on nothing but passion.
Hmm.
They work for little, if not nothing. You get people they like actors the way they come for people their project, they be paid, then they leave. But people like Mola Palmer, the way they pick up Kamif and they pick up other positions, there's like people that production. Now them be the manage, now them be the suffer because they were doing it literally for free. I'll be very happy to say today, a platform like Tori they give the opportunity for celebrate an unsung person like Mola Palmer. May I tell you some small anecdote about who Mola Palmer be for me. Mola Palmer, apart from being my uncle, there was a
Mm-hmm.
time Mola Palmer I be get challenges them in terms of I be lose my confidence, because of there was a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle called me tell me say, my boy, I be person wey be it is stammer. But when I look you the act, I dey fit get confidence. And if you start lost your confidence, that means you want a mad wow.
Wow.
Mola Palmer be being a stutterer.
Hmm.
But if Mola Palmer managed for overcome his stutter, that's what they call a stammerer.
Yeah.
He was very, and he had a good pen. The documentation, correspondences, when we get for filler out, send and for any place, for Kamif, it was Mola Palmer.
Hmm.
If you get for register something around Kamif, if you get for meet up this person with an appointment letter or anything, it was Mola Palmer. The projections, logistics, management for Kamif. Kamif is going to his 10th edition. Unfortunately, Mola Palmer no fee witness the 10th edition of some baby way he be carrying. But there's a silver lining. This year for Kamif edition, they create something where they call and say the Wall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And Mola Palmer and Gibet, they say this Wall of Fame be designed for just celebrate and value entertainers, be it musicians, artists, or media people.
Mm-hmm.
Now just to value them, give them their credit, give them their value in time as they don't work. So that was a project that was built from zero. God bless I will be part of the conception and all that with Mola Palmer Gibet and Mola Billy Bob, Prince Enobi, all of we will put our heads together. There was
Hmm.
not dime in the coffers of Kami for anything, but we managed somehow through the brilliance of these people, then Prince Enobi, Mola Palmer, Agbo Gibet, and Billy Bob, and whoever they did there around. They raised 40 million CFA. They built a place of pride for Boyawinas on war where they could hang achievements them for any entertainer where it make a name. We get 10 people that will be added to that wall of fame. And of recent, as Mola Palmer passed, his picture is hanging there for celebrity. Those
Hmm.
are the things people like Abogibe they do for the industry. Now the thing and that way Mola Palmer they do for the industry, they give other people value. They be there for background, they'll take the bullets, they'll do everything, but at the back of which will be the industry. Now people they like Mola Palmer. He was not so vocal, like I tell you, he get a stuttering problem. They may not be stopping for being actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 weeks ago before Mola Palmer the past, I looked Tubi, I saw a movie straight. Mola Palmer gave him for Tubi, where he produced, direct, and write them. He was that kind of person. He was an all-rounder. It will shock you for people then for no Mola Palmer get not less than 70 movies that we don't participate for the.
Wow.
Contrary to a lot of Una legend, them, me inclusive, where they feel so over big. Mullah Palmer get that kind of bulk of work. But because thank God we get the tendency for celebrate people then when they not die or when they don't die, we get the opportunity for celebrate Mr. Palmer now. And one way we're celebrating that through that wall of fame where they build them through blood and sweat. And we'll go put it for day one way or the other. I know Gilbert guys has that kind of big heart. Gilbert is touched.
Mm-hmm.
Because when Gilbert they outside of the country, the best way to run Camille, Namola Palmer. He was running everything. All right. So when you look at now, so you realize say people that they behind Kamif. Kamif is not just about Abu Gilbert. And that's where I understand where you come from, Tata, Mulan, Nasako. Because when people they touch the integrity of which way the Cameroon International Film represent by say some person be ban one person or the other or this thing be happen, they indirectly talk about some people that they were working genuinely for push up this thing. I want to bring up an anecdote, Tata. In the year 2016-2017, one of the challenges that we give a Bifisam or Kamif Bifisam Nasiviti, Kamif began for stand like I talk as another festival for Anglophone side, where it fit value we from the counter to the Francophone angle because we were not receiving enough value and credit from that side.
Yeah.
That's why the thing picked up like it did. When they realize say this festival don't pick up, they come francophone them through the Ministry of Culture. A lot of we see that life one day will tell this story when if we be honest enough. They send our own brother them from anglophone them for can inseminate, for disintegrate, for create another film festival for Douala. That is where a few people them where they be there in league for disintegrate Kamif. Now for they be sidelined. They were not banned, they were sidelined. Because if you actively work against the concept, there's no need for you to be present at the concept.
Yeah.
So, a couple of years down the line, they show some picture we were big brother Alene did for day. Myself and a certain Henry Tani, the daddies and Chichi will talk for Gilbert. Say Gilbert, Kamif is bigger than one person. It's bigger than Alene. It's bigger than you. It's not about you and Alene. When I get on a differences in one way or the other. Now people are beginning to love the idea. Let us make it a rallying point. And we talked to him, and he came to Kamif.
So are you actually saying the pictures actually was after the ban?
After the supposed ban.
Yeah, after the supposed ban. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, good. So when he came for Kamif, a lot of people they see their life for the industry where they witnessed the night where he was all emotional, talking about how he missed Kamif, how he loved his family, and we were all together, and he's glad to be back. We just find a little bit worrisome, say a few years down the line, and coming at a point when one of we will be sacrificed all blood and sweat because Mullah Palmer actually died under a lot of pressure. It was very brief. He's sick now for 1-2 days. There you go. So I believe say any person will be respect, the memory of people that they put in so much value. And like you talk, we like for put ourselves for front. Now we be the this, but sometimes we just get for labor. Was it the right time to come out with these messages? Does he have genuine problems or issues with whoever? Of course, certainly. And like they always talk, there are two sides to a story and the truth. Your side, my side, and God knows the truth. Gilbert will hopefully go get the lucidity for try to manage the situation, especially with Mullah Palmer passing, and with the attacks the way it don't turn out to a northwest southwest thing. It will shock you for no say almost 40-something% of the Kamif team them now people them from northwest. We don't ever get problem. Gilbert has always encouraged. We therefore a lot of people who have benefited from Gilbert's largesse, including the Netflix operations, producers, they don't benefit from Kamif through Gilbert, he contacts them and everything. They come on and now because he's colorblind, he's tribal blind. You don't care whether you come on north, come on with. But when you do something, Gilbert will tell you. Maybe that's his fault. He has to learn to be much more political.
Right.
He gets to learn
for swallow. Attitude will help the community grow.
Well, Sako, I don't know whether we're already enough for people that like Gilbert, where they be very, like they talk as it is. You see the problems that it causes now, a lot of misunderstanding, misconceptions, and problems, right? But then again, you see, it be important. Say, no, we'll come back to a place where, like, which way to do, we'll try to give ourselves value, give Mullah Palmer them, because there are many of them out there who don't get for wait me to die first. the real people that they make sacrifices for the industry, sometimes they are unheard of. I see some person write some comments or they say, "Wait, Mola Palmer do?" Now a very legitimate question: who was Mola Palmer? Unknown, because we know the valorize. We need to talk about we own them in the right ways. Them we the always want for, see for example, at the time where we get to put Mola Palmer at the front of 10 years of servitude to Kamif, the center stage now a beef between two big people there for industry, which will be the cause of the this and a long-term problem, which if you be lucid enough, you'll be able to forget them. Because if you go back for that pinpoint who caused the problem or who caused the problem, it will instead shock a lot of people, which will be the truth about the matter. But we not get for go back, go wake up devils.
Yeah.
What are they now for front? Mulapa don't go today. None of you hold monopoly over life. Tomorrow you might not be there. Today I might not be there or whatever thing. Wait till they go remember we for. But if we get platform the electorate where they give the opportunity for valorize people, I totally understand where you're coming from. I understand your disappointment. I understand your impassioned arguments them. And it is the right way to do. But again, we get for be a little bit more tempered, because this thing they will continue for happen. Negative will always get a discussion. But we get for find way for give value to the people where they see day now. We will feel manage, and then I think like there's a lot of ego in the matter. Some people feel like for celebrate for other person, they take away another person shine. We don't get for don't pass that place then. This discussion and I think then that way they feel always help, they feel always break the ice. And I hope so we remember Mola Palmer in the right way. And for me, the rift between our two big brother them for industry, now a miscommunication of a proportion. It don't just last longer than it is. And every 3 years, 4 years, they bring them back for court. Judge can statuate, he pass judgment. After 5 years, they bring the same matter. It's a 12-year-old thing. It's old. You know why bring her now? Now God you want to know, but that's life.
Thank you very much. And I was saying earlier, for me, my concern would even say, may not talk about it at this point in time. Me and my brother will be getting content.
Hey, now Chief
When I
Red
get me
Takunda.
clearly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My biggest worry now, you need to just tell the story half, and then you don't go into it on you. Yeah, the way you talk at some point in time, there was this concern. But when I move forward, say, you know what, no, flag this thing. And that was when he showed up. Then
Tata,
after he showed up, yeah.
Tata, you see my
Yeah.
big brother Fred Takumfode, he's very tempered than I am. There are things that if I said,
I see the way the rap behind move behind.
there are things that way if they talk he will create more problems and more chaos. But would we be honoring Mola Palmer's legacy? We would be honoring the Cameroon film industry as it is. The Cameroon film industry has been under attack for 12 solid years. Um, some people they be very unhappy say it still stands one way or the other. That decampment and discernment there must be. It is in the way we will handle that attack that I go make CFI last. Now I go give value to other people then where they be on song like Mola Palmer and the rest, the way they see they walk. Because the movement where they don't start from Kamif to CFI to whatever thing is bigger than a person. It is bigger than Gilbert. It is bigger than Alene Menget. It is bigger than all of us. We go for find way for leave a good background and foundation for the picking that don't enjoy. We no go enjoy them. But if we continue for remain on that page of grudge, holding bad thoughts, and seeking rancor and revenge, we are not moving forward. It is important for understanding it because some people feel like maybe in the message, first way we can report for court, naive case, or first way she don't quiet, weak, or all that. But for peace sake, I should say you say don't tire every day walk out with the negativity and all that. More find way for Mon Mulapama quietly. Maybe in good time Gibeko can respond, but we hope say it by that time his spirits don't be calm enough for more don't learn the lesson. Say some people them not just cloud chasers.
Chief, welcome. Chief, you get me? Okay, idele any yewi. Chief Takumi the yewi.
Maybe like don't freeze. Oh.
No, no, you never freeze. I don't know why you need get me.
Yeah,
You dey hear me? Ah, it's in the get me. Oh God, make sure see me.
his mic is
Me.
muted. His mic is muted.
Oh, that's true. You dey hear me? Can
Talk.
you hear us? Can you say something? Can you? Okay, me just come back. Boss, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to go. But thank you for explaining. You know how Waka is taking things very calmly. I don't know how we do. Maybe I'll take some classes from you because me, for me, I didn't understand how. And that for me, that was a scary part of the whole thing. The fact that this guy is not just it's not just any regular person. They explain so when you go out there and you see certain things, you know very well the effect will produce some. Chief, you get me?
I can't hear. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, but we hear you very well. I don't know what is. Oh God. Yeah, I think it should be your phone. Are you using a headphone? Oh God. Ma,
But the heat wave in Canada, if he born con.
I said, use cold, use some kind of way.
So while you dey struggle for fix chief sound,
Yeah.
uh,
Yes.
the good thing about such issues then I say, Kamif don't it keeps evolving through the years. Not be one person it in. I think a lot of people they confuse Kamif and Agogibet. Say Kamif now Agogibet is doing that and all that. There's a whole team working behind Kamif, and Kamif don't mutate to something with now. 10 years later, we don't get a wall of fame where we go start value and valorize people and put them on on a pay that we maybe not be just only money matter about that. I think when you start bringing that kind of project in the wall of fame, the tendency na say some people they will talk say I deserve a more than another. Now another issue that way it probably come up, or maybe another some people they don't start get problem there with them. There's nothing that you do in the entertainment business where you know receive criticism. I still feel like Wabi Brother choose a very wrong time for talk about them because they don't extend the hand of fellowship to him, and he's very smart and intelligent in a way. The way if he put we heads them together,
Mm-hmm.
the way we see Kamif and other projects around the industry for the different. But if you always want being for that position where all right, may now you be at the receiving end and you don't want to give back, then that's the challenge. You know, at the end of the day, we'll ever sit back, ask ourselves and the truth. Weighty with the really put them in terms of how they will be remembered for the industry. If you be actor where you come for only said them, you're only being paid. There's nothing per se that you're really putting it into the business because when you come and you're paid, you're a participant. The people that they did for back camera where they don't choose for make that sacrifice and for invest their money where they didn't even get the money back sometime then. For just continue for solidify the integrity and the principles of Cameroon film industry, not them be the real MVPs. No be some of we will there for camera 24/7 and all that. Of course, they see now we but the real work is behind there. And we hardly give that people them credit. Uh, so like now we ever with me Mulapama go before we start talk about it. Unfortunately, may it serve as a lesson. Now until we power be go with the realize power and the Cameroonian with the highest number of film them behind the, you know, that's when you know. Unfortunately, that wall of fame will put power there for year we die. And I see Mulapama that too now will ever put it up for the year we pass. Should we continue celebrating our heroes and fighting within ourselves while we are alive, or we can make stories and history and build legacies together? For 12-year-old beef them way, if we start for go litigate, wait it happen, nobody can really say that outstandingly I was correct. You know. I hope so we'll learn the lesson them and we'll continue to get the conversation in a way make tempers go down, and we will not say everybody the reach some level where at least we don't see industry in a different light now. You get so that's pretty much my own perception of it.
Chief, you hear me now?
Yes, I did get you people perfectly 5 on 5.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry to get very few minutes to go. Just go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, and I'll ask you one or two questions.
Okay. I am Fred Takum Che, the national president of National Actors Guild of Cameroon, and a jurist, an actor, and many other things. I think former board member of Cameroon film industry. Though I'm still working so closely with the board at the background in very many things.
Wow, you say former, it means say you leave position. Have you said we pay the leave position when my enter inside?
Why, there are other things to do. They live and let others to serve. You know, it's very
Wow,
important.
thank you very, very much for wanting to do this with us. By the way, I share for a loss. I don't know when you wake up how you feel about that news where you hear for our
I
brother
tell
Mula.
you, every moment I think about it, I just picture the very first day I was informed. It's really a grieving situation because I remember the day it happened that morning. When it happened that morning, where I come out, I go office. Just by the time I prepare for go court, one of my actors, they called me. They said, "Chief, what is happening? Is it true?" So as I said, "What happened?" He said, "You've not seen on the forum." I had not touched my phone by then because I was about to go to court. I just before to open my phone immediately, and I saw the news. It was so shocking that the files I was holding, they fell from my hands. And the first person I tried to call was Mola Bilibop to find out. And when he picked, he told me, "Unfortunately, Chief, it is true." I stumbled and even was about to fall. Fortunately, one of my staff caught me through. It took me time to get myself, and I couldn't even drive to the location. It's one of my staff who had to help me drive there. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I really wouldn't have believed, because that was somebody a few days ago were fine and okay. Especially the Sunday he was taken to the hospital during the day, we saw him, he was okay and fine. And till now, I would say it's one of the greatest shocking news that I ever had.
Hi, Papa God.
Every time I think of it, when I just think of it like that, it's so fresh.
Tell me a little bit about working with him. What kind of person do you
Mola Palmer was a wonderful man. A man who puts smiles at your face at any time, at any difficult, and was very serviceable. Anytime I call him or you call him for something, Mola is there. Anytime you call Mola for anything, he is ready to do and to go, even with or without motivation or transport whatsoever. By the time he picks your phone, the first thing he's asking you, "Will do how?" Was so serviceable and so humble. Always joking. If you are on set with him, you're going to laugh the whole that day. And if there's any problem on set, the man minimizes. As he just euphemizes the problem, in fact, he was a friend to everybody, the young, the old, and he cuts across the whole population. I still remember the other day I was looking through my compendium of pictures I found when Tony Ume came to Boyaya, and he actually came with him to my office. I just picture so many things. I
want me to address something. Probably you be in the best position to do that.
Tata,
Yeah.
I would like me Chief talks on, because there's an anecdote in the picture that Mola Palmer be there with Tony Umes and Chief himself for Chiefy office. There's a story behind that. That thing that way, I feel like there's a lot of stories behind the work we people that they do away. It be untold, and now for them would lost the value we get for game for people them. So sometimes we talk this story them passively, but we need to really tell them, the truth. And for the way, with the cross lines or the blur lines them, and then so person they feel like, okay, now this person be this, now this person be this. I want me to tell you which be happen that time. They be take that
Yeah,
picture.
thank you.
Mola Palmer.
Thank you for getting back to that story. It happens at that time we get there was one boy like that who claimed he had an academy and wanted to shoot a movie. How he did to bring Tony Ome back to Cameroon, we don't know. But when they brought that, when we bring Tony Ome for Cameroon, if he be able, if he be able to shoot a movie or do anything, and he take Uncle Tony, go put him for some, I don't know, some kind of, I'll call it obesh, some in. He couldn't even feed him. He couldn't even do anything. So when it came to the knowledge of the cadres of CFI, we began to step in so seriously. In fact, Gilbert began to call one or two persons, say this is the situation. And so rally ourselves, get for movie for day, put into a better accommodation, and then to secure his transportation and his flight back. And that it didn't end there. Through me, since he was an actor, I had to liaise also with the actor guild president of Nigeria at that time to handle one or two things. His complaint, he had to write a legal complaint against the people who did all that forgery and those bad contracts. Had to follow them legally at the level of the court, to the police, to the court, and all that. And even this guy who did that was given an authorization from the Ministry of the Delegation of Arts and Culture to operate a production house. But now he claimed he had an academy where he was extorting money from children, innocent children. By the time universities were opening, he is there to cajole and fool the students to come and register in an academy. He expected a lot from innocent children. That's how he got. That was not only the only actor he did. He did that to another actor sometime from Nigeria. And then he'll come up with funny programs like, say, he's bringing this guy who acted Kado and some other person. So there's going to be a grand show at the stadium. It goes and extort money. So we had to follow him up legally. Since I'm a jurist and a member of the board, so it was our duty to follow up as CFI to correct all those things.
I wanted to ask you one question before we close. I hope so. We'll address the question without calling names and things like that. The fact
Okay.
say this whole situation online with our brother, we come out say one or two things. We don't even move now from which we talk to Northwest versus Southwest. I want me you tell me, I don't know, what is your take on that? Now, some truly exists and some truly create and because
Before going there, I would like to address some situation. It is a very pitiful thing. It's really regrettable. At this moment, we would mourn, we would still try to follow up. We shall make program for bury our brother, for keeping me rest in peace. Somebody who was a pillar in the CFI, Cameroon film industry, and one of the strongest pillars we have in the CAMIF board. We lost here, see the mortuary, we see calculate how to bury it. Then people will come up with funny stories of some, I don't know, grudges of 12 years old, and then they make a whole mountain out of a molehill. I don't know what will be the purpose of that for now, until they even bring some division of Northwest, Southwest into the whole thing. It is so stupid to me, because if they want to attribute that to specifically my brother Gilbert or to CAMIF, and then I'll just say all those things are just people are just creating them. I want to give an example. This last CAMIF we just passed, for the people to be inducted into the Wall of Fame, we have Anglophones there. John Munang is a guy is a Northwesterner. We have Grandpa Vuga Samson is a Northwesterner. We have Mangongang Elizabeth is a Northwesterner. And then even in the board of CAMIF, those working, I am a Northwesterner. Anye, one of the pillars there, is a Northwesterner. Even look at the activities of that day of the CAMIF. The only musician that who played on stage that day was a Northwesterner. I've been picking for Bamenda. So I don't know how people keep trying to seek and to do things which are not correct. Even though, okay, the film that even won there was a film from Northwest, Kismet. So where do they come from with this division that does not exist? Some people just want to give a dog a bad name in order to hang it. It is not correct. It's a board working, and it's not Gilbert working in CAMIF. It is a board. And we sit and we work and we look at everything on merits and how it's supposed to go. We don't base at all on your origin, whether you're from Northwest or from Southwest or this. We work on the merits. And we, even if at any situation, we try to see that there is a balance in everything. So when people come up with stories like, oh, this one is creating a Northwest, Southwest division, I look at it as it's just people who want to create a lot of division for no reason.
Chief, the palaver already passed me. I don't know, wait to go be your words to our community, because trust me, most of these people they are so ignorant about the whole thing. They will just buy certain narrative because of the person way they behind the narrative, and then they continue to push division. Wait to go be your words to our community right now, especially with regards to the hero way we don't lost them.
The first thing I just want to urge every actor, every entertainer, every member of the industry, even at what level, as an actor, a director, a producer, musicians, and whosoever. So let's try to work together, because there's been a lot of beefing. I don't know why people create this beef, whether or not because they want followers or not. We should forget about these issues of views and followers or creating a boost, and do what is genuine. People should be truthful. People should be honest. Honesty. There is a lot of competition over nothing. Some people just want to boost their egos. They create a lot of competition for no reason. Meanwhile, if you look at, there are those who are really very serviceable. I want to make people understand one thing. People should be patient, and let's work with order. A society that has no order cannot grow. There will be a lot of cacophony. There will be a lot of disorganization in everything and disrespect. People should learn to respect each other. And most of all, like I say, people should be honest. People should not drag others down for just no reason, because they want to make themselves seen. It is bad.
It's crazy. I just really hope our people we can. Boss Jeff.
We just need to change our mentality. I don't know where we came from with this mentality of thinking that in order to rise, we must drag others down. It is bad. It's a very bad mentality. And that one is so common in the film industry, in the entertainment industry in Cameroon as a whole. People should be careful, because what goes around comes around.
Atata, you asked me something.
Yes.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, Chief, thank you very much. I hope so before that burial, we'll get 1 or 2 segments in the game. That one will only focus now on our
obviously the board is working on the statements. We have the programs are going. We've been working together closely with the family. We've been working closely with the administration to see how we could have some post humors recognition. We're working with all that. So we're in constant touch with the governor. We're in constant touch with the ministry through the delegation, the regional delegation. We've been exchanging correspondences. We've been writing as a CFI and other as head of guilds, and they're responding to us. So we had with the family. We just also were about getting finished with the program, and all I will try to urge is that everybody should stay put, because the CFI board is going to bring out an official program, and we'll see how we'll do it at the level of the entertainment industry. We're going to have our own days, and then we're going to have the wake keeps, and then we're going to have the burial days. We'll make it all publicly known through the CFI board, the hierarchy.
But thank you very much, man. Thank you very much for this time.
Thank God.
Boss Jeff.
Yeah.
What will be a conclusion on the matter?
I don't know. Just before conclusion.
Okay.
There is one thing that I think if I go without talking about, I feel very bad. We've talked about this Northwest divide, the issue, but as a member of the board of CAMIV, I think there is one thing I should put very straight, and concerning, because it's closely attached to the first write-up that was made by my brother Alene Menga. I would like to call him, because I don't know how to say things without calling names. He made a write-up. I just read that the discussion he had on the podcast with I think Ndicho also, talking about yes, he's beefing with Gilbert and with CAMIV and all that. I think if he has his personal beefing with Gilbert, that was that. And that was some 12 years ago, which I think we had grown past all that. This is not the period to bring it, especially now that we are mourning. I don't know. I feel so bad about that. And then to even say, if it is true that he was being threatened not to come to Kamif sometimes ago. I can't even concur with that. How come in the year 2022 he was in Kamif? He was lodged by Kamif. We wrote a letter to him inviting him. We lodged him. He even during then he even cried that he had missed a lot of things because of hearsays or this and that people were talking about Kamif. There are those things which are very clear. We have them
Chief,
in videos.
put the cry in capital letters because they'll think it's just a description.
More cry.
It was
No, cry
literal.
as in cry. I mean crying. That's the word, crying. As in
Have
real crying.
You compare the cry with that Lunga own.
I think they are almost of the same range. I'm sorry, I'm saying this.
That is
We are
by no
laughing,
means.
but I am
That's by
saying it
no
with a
means
heavy heart. You understand? Because
to
it is
denigrate
good.
our
Let
big
me even
brother.
highlight something.
Yeah.
Let me even highlight something. We even wrote to him because his father, late John Menge, of blessed memory, may his soul rest in peace, who was even my teacher in secondary school. Wasn't my teacher in secondary school. He had to be honored to be honored with an award, a posthumous award in Kamif, and we kept on asking through his son, Alene, for certain credentials so that we could beef up his thing, and repeated and asked, but it never came. So I don't know why he would suddenly say he was being threatened not to come to Kamif, yet he was there, and they welcomed him. They lodged him for 5 good days, and he enjoyed the shows. And then this type of statement is coming now, Masa. It is not true. To me, it's dishonesty.
Wow. Baba, thank you very much. Ma finish with my brother Jeff.
And to highlight that, Chief, that our senior brother is the only actor who has ever received an invitation letter officially for Kamif.
That is it. Yes, he was
Really?
ever officially received. Because what was the reason even why we had to even give that letter? To insist that he has a letter officially to come. It's because we wanted to bypass any past grudges that he had with Gilbert. Gilbert had long grown away from that, had long passed. And even within the Kamif board, we made him to know that Kamif is Kamif, and the board and his individualist things are his individual things. They shouldn't affect Kamif as the board of Kamif sits. And so he himself had grown past that. He didn't even have it. And they even bonded well during that period when Alene came. They were bonding so well.
Yeah, see, I don't see picture them. Me are the one that waits to happen. Like I say, forget they be take picture them on
Good. You see a picture like that. That was so wonderful. They were dancing. So when this one suddenly came, it's really shocking. That is it. Look at that. That was the night of the white night in that year. Those are pictures. So I don't know where he came from with this these things.
Internet nearly lie, I said to God. Chief, thank you very, very much. Tata, how you want to conclude?
No. I want to conclude on a very positive note. Sometimes even twin them, they don't get the same temperament. They get problems. Every family, they come with your own problems then. But sometimes with the hope, say time will heal this. The other thing we would pray for wisdom in moments like this. Because one thing I feel assure you now, say if Gilbert come with the same firepower like how he received,
Chaos.
we're in for a long-term back and forth. I want to implore my big brother and the chief, we didn't know how to handle some of the matter them. For use their normal attack. Unfortunately, the one of the people they handle the issues them. Neither sleep for mortuary today. So we just pray say Mola his spirit go reign over this, and it's 12 years of nothingness. Honestly, if they go down to the nitty-gritties of it, all of we say the man are this man, the man are the best days, the man are the witty, the man are the witty. Mola Pama sleep for hospital for mortuary for the I'll tell you get no less than 70 films to back to his story. But people don't know that. He was an active screenplayer, active producer, active filmmaker, active jury for Ekran Noir, active jury for other festival then. But they go unsung. But we get people the way they like for take center stage. Platform they like to read it now for give voice and profile to the unsung people then. So on that note, now just for thank you and continue being the shining star, for being the voice in the chaos, and we hope for better days.
But thank you very, very much. I think I will contact you for background and then we'll make plans maybe for different shows or different things. Thank you. Guys, whether we like it or not, whether we love it or not, we have a community to build. And I'm a brother the talk. If we continue to plant seeds of destruction, if we not harvest destruction, we begin to harvest destruction. And I'm not sure there's any person where it looks say, hey, you know what, I will enjoy my life and then time for my picking them, may they suffer if they know if they all they want. We can do things differently, we can do things better. Me, I don't know me how to explain it in the thank God say Chief Tekun Kam and Jeff Kam, they don't explain it for a very calm and very different way. We are deceiving my brother Yaya Adamu. Don't start understand and realize say there seems to be a bigger grudge than sees the yeah, there can be a bigger grudge and whatever. And what we are not saying is it will be difficult for us to just say we'll leave and not fight and leave and no, it will be difficult. But one thing we can always do is make sure the fighting is not destructive. You understand? When you start to push certain narrative, and the thing that we try to tell now here, say if the guy they be asking question about why he never they go Kamif. Let's say journalists as you say, oh, nobody see you for Kamif, why you go Kamif? The simple thing for tongue I say at first there was some chaos. But at some point in time, we fixed everything, and I went there 1 or 2 times, or for 1 or 2 or 3 days. And then right after that, I don't decide to no go me again. Oh, right after that, then nobody send me that official invitation where they be sent at that time. Then we will understand. But for you to just write off everything we don't happen, just say, oh, then nobody invite me. At some point, then they even put out a communication when I go to me, they beat me, I'm this and that. For me, I feel like that's misleading. And that's why I decided I was going to do this live. Especially when it's coming from some person where he get a magnitude that they are that talented. They are that person where we all for community look like, hey, this is a role model. This is a leader. And then they talk that kind of thing. And now they trigger people for treat things the way you see people they treat things and now, oh, maybe not because Gibbet na Southwest, you know, one this and this and that and that and that. And then if you come back and say, no, this thing is not about Northwest and Southwest, or maybe about Francophone and Anglophone, no. Now, small misunderstanding, I be get me and my brother, but I think after that we don't fix it. You should not you quiet, you enjoy because every time people are tagging you here, tagging you there, tagging you here, tagging you here, in a particular moment, a specific moment when we were all just supposed to honor Mola Palmer. When I say do na small no, for the small thing we do, why would you wait me so other people they do bigger things? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and end the live. After that, we want to talk about football. For those that like football, if you always stay on to read it, want to talk about football, want to talk about Rufi them. The other time, supporter they want to go beat Rufi. Now we see an image where a player, now Rufi say one beat support a player and things like that. We'll talk about Club World Cup. We'll talk about Samuel Eto'o, or 1 or 2 things that really happen. Again, no bad belly, no dirty water, nothing. No, we're not there for here against a person. We are just here to set the record straight, to be honest about what will happen for industry. Where most of una they follow things in online, una no know. Una don't hear how they talk. They say the problem between Gibbet and his brother now 12 years ago. Just imagine adults having problems 12 years ago, and they decide in 2025 the one can talk about that on social media, and they are not even either. They are not even clear with the facts of the whole thing. By the way, shout out to Dicho, the publicist. I think Dicho, the publicist, that's the name. He's doing a wonderful job. He's doing so well. I watch most of the interview them, although I usually watch after I watch most of the interviews them. He won't have asked question. May no man no ever go blame me. May no man no ever make let's say what attack the platform. He roll now for ask questions. And most of the times we go always ask questions based on thing the world don't hear. Now on their responsibility as guests for answer the way you know answer. If you tell Dicho say I don't answer me that question, Dicho no ever force me answer. He no go ever force you. But we would like to always answer all questions and then after start regret. So shout out to him and shout out to the many other platforms that are doing wonderfully well for we community. Thank you. Yeah, Dicho is great. He's doing so well. I see people they want to drag into the whole thing. Oh, you know for us this, oh, you know for doing no. He no get no responsibility. Irresponsibility as media person, as owner of that platform. Now for ask question the way he thinks he audience if he ask him, where any other regular person if he ask him, that's his responsibility. Now it is left on you, the guest, for decide whether you want to answer the question or not. If you decide to answer the question the way my brother answer that question, that's on you. It's not on the platform. Thank you very much. I think we'll continue this conversation some other time or some other day.